Okay, just like what I was trying to say a while ago. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Just like what I was trying to say a while ago, academic writing aims to deliver information. Okay? So one of your examples were your textbooks. Now, m- generally, uh, well, actually, it is a rule in academic writing that you will have to make use of the third person point of view. In pronouns, we have first person, second person, and third person point of view. No, when you say third person, these are pronouns that are not talking about you and not talking about the person you're talking to, but you're referring to a different group. So he, she, it, they. Okay? So you don't use first person perspective. When you write your essays, most of the time you use I. Okay? Or sometimes when you are imagining that you're talking to somebody, you use the word you. So in academic writing, you don't use I, my, me, or we, or you. You make use of he, she, it, they. Okay? So it's very formal. It has a clear focus on the research problem and investigation. And precise word choice. You're very careful when it comes to your word choice in academic writing. Okay. Now, I want you to take note of the following key features of academic writing. Okay? So you can consider it academic writing when it has the following features. Okay? Number one, can you read the first one? Objectivity. Who can read that? Raise your hand. Charisse, go.
Objectivity. It presents and evaluates issues that are factual, correct, and unbiased.
So when you say something is objective, that means it is not an opinion. It is based on facts. The information is correct and it's unbiased. Who has an idea of what is the meaning of unbiased? What do you mean by unbiased? When you're not biased, you are CK, you're trying to say something? Your mic is on, but I can't hear you. Anyone else? Yes, Ose, what do you mean by not biased or unbiased?
Showing no prejudice
Yes, there is
against something.
no prejudice or you don't take sides. So in
Yes,
academic
ma'am.
writing, you are very objective, you don't take sides. Unlike when I ask you to write an essay, you can say I agree or I disagree. In this case, you don't take sides. Your conclusions and the statements that you're going to say are based on facts and they are not taken from your own personal feelings or opinions or convictions. Okay? Can you read the next one, Sarah? Formality.
Formality. It uses formal vocabulary.
Okay, it uses formal vocabulary. So in academic writing, you make use of formal vocabulary. In short, you don't use hey or hello in formal writing because those are casual approaches. Okay. Next one, CK. Read precision. Can you read, CK? Is your mic okay? We can't hear you, anak. CK? We can't hear you, anak. Anyway, I think you need to work on your microphone. That was not like that during the first quarter. No, anak. I don't know if what's wrong. Your headset ba or your cell phone or your laptop? Let's ask first Joanna. Can you read? You say precision. Joanna?
Precision. It expresses the ideas clearly without too many words that make it sounds like a personal opinion. It follows
Grammatical.
grammatical and technical conventions.
So the words that you use here are very simple but exact. No, very careful with the words, and it's not too long. You don't use a lot of words that it will sound like it's you're just trying to tell a story. So it has to be precise or clear in such a way that your readers won't take it as if you're just saying an opinion. Okay. So good. Joanna, what are you using? Are you using data or are you connected to an internet supplier or something?
Wi-Fi po.
Wi-Fi. Okay. And you're using your cell phone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good. Next, let's try to listen to who hasn't read yet. Prince, can you read hedging? Do you read that as hedging? Prince?
Hedging. It presents the ideas that are easily understood by the
Wait lang anak. It moved. Again. Sorry. Go.
hedging. It presents the ideas that are easily understood by the intended audience to avoid strong, unqualified statements that may be easily disproven.
Mhm. So when you try to say hedging, you want things again, it's very similar to what we have mentioned with precision. You actually want it to be clear. Okay? You make sure that the information that you present have no additional details. Okay? You have to be careful. You have to watch the words that you use. Okay? Just wait. Give me a minute. Because when you hedge, it's like you're guarding something. Okay? So you're very cautious of the words that you use. And you make sure that
Defensive, ma'am.
uh yes, in such a way that you're making sure that your words are not making use of you're not making use of well uh words that may be offensive, words that may violate certain rules of conversation. So you
All
got
words, ma'am.
yes, that's
Okay,
exactly like
ma'am.
that. Okay.
Thank you po.
Next. So let's try to make it let's try to review that. So it has, take note of the words objectivity, formality, precision, and hedging. Now for us to be more specific with formality, academic writing is formal, so you don't make use of slang words or exclamation points, or most of the time you don't use contractions. So look at the example below. Don't cut me. That is what the three said. But you don't use that in academic writing. You say forests still cover up 30% of the world's land area, but they are disappearing. Okay? So there. Next. It's organized. It follows a particular pattern. There are rules in academic writing. And when you turn grade 10, you will study some of those rules. Okay? So in other in non-academic writing, writer can mention the topic at any point. But here you follow an introduction and then you give you give supporting details, etc., etc. So you follow a particular rule. In fact, we even have chapters when it comes to academic writing. Okay, and most importantly, it consists of facts. Okay, it's not just based on your own feelings. Okay. So it has to be reliable or credible based on the information that you've said. Just like the example, you don't say, I cry tears of sap as he takes me down. That's very poetic and that's literary, not academic. Okay. You can say between 1990 to 2016, the world lost 1.3 million square kilometers of forest, according to the World Bank. That is a credible source of data. Okay, there. So let's have different examples of academic writing. Let's have the first one, book reports. Anybody in the class who has an idea of what book reports are? What are book reports? Have you done a book report when you were in elementary?
No, ma'am.
Hmm.
No, ma'am.
Because we in some of your schools you haven't really had a library, right? Paula, what is a book report?
I think it's when you criticize a book.
Mm-hmm. That's a well, a book report is similar also to a book review. What you are pertaining to is actually a book review, just like a movie review. You read the book and then you give your comments about it. In a book report, well, book reviews are also academic writings, no? But you have to be careful with book review kasi it's sometimes you're just giving your opinions. A book report just gives a summary of what the book is all about. So at times, when you turn into college maybe, or when we have our face-to-face class, or probably if your teacher will have time next school year, your teacher might want to ask you to read a book. And then after reading the book, you're going to report about it, write a summary about it. But you have to follow a certain rule or format or structure. Okay? So in a book report, you basically talk about the parts of a story. You talk about its plot, the characters, the main theme or thesis, okay, and the main idea. Those are very similar, and or the main idea. Okay, so there, that is a book report. Okay, it's like giving a gist, an idea of what the book is all about. Next, research paper. This I'm sure you will do when you turn grade 10. Okay, if I'll be your teacher, for sure you will be doing a research paper. And then when you turn senior high, every semester I think students shall be asked to write a research paper. Okay, what is a research paper? Do you know what a research paper is? No one has an idea. Okay, you listen carefully. In your module, you have research paper and research proposal. Okay. Now, a research paper is like an expanded report, school report. Okay. For example, in class, your teacher will give you a particular topic and your teacher will ask you to present that topic in class. Okay, report about COVID virus. And then, di ba, you will research about it and then you will present everything that you have researched about it in class. So that is very similar to a research paper. A research paper is your own presentation of a particular argument or topic. Okay, you will really research about it, and then you will present everything that you have gathered, all the data that you have gathered in a structured manner. What is an example of research? Okay, for example, one of the research papers that students have made in my class was answering the question, um, is having a romantic relationship in high school, or does having a romantic relationship in high school affect a person's academic performance? Okay, or in to make the long question short, is it okay or not okay to have a boyfriend or girlfriend when you are in high school? So they did some research about it. Okay, they gathered information about it. They went through different kinds of papers, testimonies. They went different kinds of sources to prove whether or not it is good or not good for a student to have a romantic relationship in high school. So then they gathered all of that in one research work for 5 chapters and presented it in class. So that's an example of a research paper. Or one research maybe is that which is better, okay? You want to answer the question, which is better, to be in an online class or to be in a modular class. Again, that will entail a lot of researches. Okay, so you are going to build information about a particular subject, and you're not going to present information based on your own opinion. Okay, in a research
Facts.
paper, yes, you have to gather facts and you have to ask experts about it. So you're going to gather information from other researches that have been proven true. Okay, so there. So that is another example of an academic writing. Another example is a textbook. Everybody know what a textbook is, right? Okay, it is used to
Yes
study
po, ma'am.
in a study of subject. Okay, and then it contains presentations and principles of the subjects, and inside the textbook you can see literary works, but the whole textbook is not a literary work, no, just samples of it. And when you read your books, it's really very formal. Okay, or in such a way that they are presented in a structured manner. Okay, there. Now a thesis is very similar to a research paper. Okay. Um, in a research paper, you just research about a particular topic, like homosexuality or module distance learning. In a thesis, okay, you're going to try to test a particular point of view or at least assumption. Okay, wait, sorry. Where was I? There. Okay. Here, why is my PowerPoint moving? Okay. So here, so it's a long scholarly paper, okay, and it's a result of an original research. Okay, so a thesis is something that hasn't been researched about. Okay, there are no details about it, and you want to research about it. Okay, so these are something new. Okay, and sometimes these are very scientific. Okay, sometimes it entails testing or experiment just to prove, okay, if it works or not, or if the idea works or not. Okay, so for example, the vaccines that you have been or that people have been receiving have undergone thesis in plural form. Okay, so they have been tested first before they were applied, or at least um, given to recipients or to people who have been vaccinated already. Okay, so in thesis you try to test a theory. So there's a theory that states that like this, so you want to test it. So you will conduct that theory, and then you will try to study about it, and then you make a conclusion based on uh, the testings or the applications that you have conducted. Okay, so for example, uh, you want to prove that the best way to deal with high school students right now is to be strict with them. Okay, so you might want to try to test it on one child, but that takes a lot of time. Ano pa ba yung mas madaling uh, mga research or mga thesis, no? Ah, what is something new nowadays? The different structures of families. Okay, is there a difference between, because there has been no studies yet, or probably there has been studies in other countries but not in the Philippines? Okay, the different structures of families. Okay, uh, which child has more emotional is more emotionally healthy? A child who grew up in a traditional quote unquote complete family with a mother or father, or probably how is it different comparing it with a child who grew up with a different kind of setup, like with the parents who are transgender? Can you follow me, anak? Are you with me? You're so
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes po.
ma'am.
okay. Nakukuha nyo naman ang pinapaliwanag ko.
Opo.
Okay,
Yes
Yes
buti.
po,
po.
ma'am.
Buti naman. So sa thesis, it hasn't been proven yet and you're going to try to prove it based on research and documented data. No? So very, very careful dito. Kailangan they have to study it pa. Okay?
Inaano po, pinoprove niyo po yung point niyo or parang
But you don't prove it in a way that you're basing it on your own experience or opinion, anak. You have to gather
sa iba
evidence.
po.
Okay? So there. So okay, those are your examples of, let's review muna, examples of academic writing. So we started with book reports, research paper, textbook, and thesis. Let's have activity number 1. You can answer on the chat pane. Okay? Wrong spelling, wrong. Okay? Determine the key features of academic writing based on the description. Unscrambled letters are actually there and you just have to type it out on the chat pane. Okay? So what academic feature refers to expressing ideas clearly in simple and uncomplicated words following correct grammar and technical conventions. Shari is very fast. Next. How about the others? Spelling is quite challenging, huh? Okay. I want to see all of you reciting, everyone. CK, Kirsten. So the answer is actually precision. Okay. Next. What academic writing or what feature of academic writing presents and evaluates or refers to the presenting and evaluating of issues that are factual, correct, and free from bias? Very good, Sarah, Paula, Jose, Joanna, Prince. Good, CK. I saw your name na. How about the others? But it's just one C, anak, huh? How about the others? Kirsten, are you there? Was Kirsten able to join us?
I don't think
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
ma'am.
She's
Oh, never
here.
mind,
Ma'am,
she's here.
she's here po.
Are you here, Kirsten? Oh, try to recite, anak, so I know you're with us, no? Okay. I think you're very techy, anak. You were able to accomplish a lot. Hmm. But you're not chatting, so I don't know if you're with us. Okay, one more try, anak, ha? I want to see your name. So the answer is actually objectivity. Next, what feature of academic writing refers to the presentation of ideas that are easily understood by the intended audience? And then you avoid strong and unqualified statements. So you don't use extreme words here that may be easily disproven. Paula, Sarah, Joanna, Kleinette, others please. Yan, Kirsten, I saw your name na.
Saan po nasa pinataas mo?
Okay. Good. So the answer is hedging. Very good. Next. Which feature of academic writing refers to provision of information with the use of formal language? So it's obvious the answer is actually formality. Okay, very good. Next. Activity 2. Use the checklist below. There will be a checklist after the next slide. Okay, to check if the features of academic writing are evident. Okay. Let me see if you can still write your answers on your notebook. Okay. Try to read this. If you have your module with you or if you have downloaded the module, I think I've uploaded the module on the e-library. You can actually see this. Okay.
I have my actual module.
Okay. So you will see this, your friend the computer, and then below that, there are questions that we will answer later. Okay. So all you have to do is number your notebook 1 to 7 and then just write yes or no. But first, let's read this. Who wants to read? Who is diligent enough and is in the mood to read right now? Raise your hand. It's quite long, but anyone? O sige, let's, there. Paula, can you read it for us, please?
Your friend, the computer. A computer is an electronic system designed to manipulate data and provide you with useful information. It is concerned with solving the problem in its entirety. There are several terms to remember about a computer if you want to get to know it better for it to become your friend. The most basic of these terms are hardware, software, developers, and end users. Hardware is the equipment that makes up a computer system. The programs, routines, and symbolic languages essential to the operation and maintenance of a computer are called software. The professionals are the ones who work together in helping the end user find solutions through the computer. They are the systems analysts, programmers, and computer operators. The end user is the person who asks for and uses the information generated by the computer.
Okay. So based on what you have seen, answer the following question on your notebook. And let's see if we all have the same idea or at least agree on yes or no, on your yeses and nos. Okay. 2 minutes. Can we answer? You can open your microphones to answer. Number one, let's see if you all have the same answers. Is it easily understood by the intended audience? Yes or no? By the way, who are the intended audience? Who for whom is this written? For what do you think? Why did they write this for?
For the reader, for
What
readers po.
what kind of readers are we referring to? Are we referring to adults, to children, to babies?
People who
People
doesn't
po.
know about the topic.
So these are people who wants whom you want to convince that the computer is a friend.
Yes po.
Okay, so it is easily understood according to everyone. Yes. Number two, are the sentences grammatically correct? Jose and Paula answered. Sarah answered. Okay, so the answer is actually yes. Are the information factual, correct, and unbiased? Number three. Mm-hmm. CK, I'm not seeing your name. There, I saw it. Okay, next. So the answer is yes. Does the text serve a specific purpose? Still yes. And does the text provide complete information? Okay. Okay. Jose is trying to say no. Sarah is trying to say no. And CK is trying to say no. You think that it can be added pa, right? Tama?
Yes po.
So
Yes po.
there is a need for more information. I think this paragraph was just taken from a longer article or a longer um, research work. Okay, so it's just an example. That's why when you said it's not complete, I would agree with that. So probably it was just taken as a part of a longer or um, a bigger, a larger source. Okay,
It's simplified po.
yes. Or probably just an excerpt. They just cut it out from the first paragraph and there are more paragraphs to come. And then six, the text target particular readers. I think we answered that already. You mentioned the audience already. So we were able to identify for whom the article is all about. Now, are the ideas direct and clear or clear and direct? Number seven. Paula is not sure.
No,
Next.
ma'am. I just think that it can be re-enhanced more.
We can simplify it more because somehow some terms were a little bit more technical, or probably the structure of the paragraph can be improved.
Indirect, ma'am.
Mhm. Okay. So generally, most of your answers are yes. So we can actually consider it somehow academic, but it needs enhancement or improvement. Okay, good enough. Okay. Assess your learning progress by completing the following statements. Okay. Without looking into your how many minutes do I have? Okay, 7 minutes. We still have 7 minutes, then we'll log in again. Sorry. I have a problem with my internet. I wasn't able to access unlimited time. Anyhow, it's on your module. Please do not look at the answer key.
I just answered it. I answered it the other day, so
What?
I kinda know that and the answers already.
I hope the others were able to answer too. Can you try to
Me
number?
too, ma'am.
Yes, let's give others chances, okay? The rest who weren't able to answer it, take a screenshot of this slide. Somebody's. And then number your notebook or your paper 1 to 10 and then write your answers based on what we have discussed. I'll be giving you 2 minutes to answer and then let's try exchanging of answers. You can exchange by sending a screenshot of your answers to your classmates. Let's try to do that. Okay?
Ma'am, so
Yes.
does that mean we're not gonna send it in the chat box?
No. You will answer write your answers on a piece of paper on your notebook and then take a screenshot of it and then I want you to exchange uh, screenshots. It's not papers. Exchange screenshot with your classmates. There are 10 of you, so it's easy to pair you up. Okay? O say we'll exchange with Cherry since both of you are already done. Oh, somebody is absent pala. Wala si Karel. There are 10 of us lang. Okay, so Jose and Cherry's exchange.
Ma'am, I'm already done too.
Yes, oh, you wait for me and then I'll let you know who's your partner. Okay? Jose and Cherry's exchange. Kirsten and Prince. Okay, exchange. So you answer na Kirsten. Prince will be waiting for you. Prince also, wait for each other. Joanna and Sarah. Okay, now, Kleinet, you listen. When Paula is done answering, you will send a screenshot of your answers to Paula. And then Paula, you will send your screenshot to CK. And CK, you will send your screenshot to Kleinet. Did I make myself clear, everyone?
Yes po.
Okay, so I think I can give you around 3 minutes for this activity.
I
Okay?
just sent mine.
So, Charis, sige. O,
Yes, ma'am.
Charis, you sent yours na to Osei. Okay? Osei,
He's still
Charis.
typing it.
Okay. Oh, you should not have sent yours. Anyway, Charis won't look at it muna.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. It's not seeing my message.
Okay. So we have Kirsten and Prince, ha? Joanna, Sarah, then Kainet, Paula, and CK. Okay, 3 minutes starts now.
Ma'am, I will exchange with Kirsten.
Sorry, I was speaking. I thought I was unmuted. Anak, you wait for Kristen to finish first, and then when she says yes, that is the time that you will send your answers. Okay? Prince, did you hear me?
Yes po.
Okay, anak. Ikaw, Kirsten, anong gamit mo? Are you using Converge or data?
Wi-Fi po.
Converge ba yan or PLDT?
PLDT po.
Okay. And then you're using your cell phone.
Opo.
Okay. Two minutes, everyone. Kirsten, are you done? Hindi pa. I'll just make a GC, no? For you and Prince to communicate. Okay, Prince, I made a GC. Just check it out for the three of us. Then I'll leave the chat group, no? Later. Oh, try to exchange your answers there. 1 minute. Do you guys know how to check a screenshot or a photo? At least try to add the doodle. Ma'am, can I type it and send it to client? Yes, anak. You need to show me the check corrected output of your classmate or send it to her because that will be part of your portfolio for the fourth quarter. Are we done? I have less than a minute, so I'll log out, okay? And then I hope after when you log in, you've already exchanged um, outputs with your classmates. Okay? Hello?
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay,
Okay po.
see you guys in a bit. Cancel and